Hi everyone, it's Dr. Roz, and I always struggle with turning this camera around on me. Okay, I am there. Awesome. Welcome, Calvin. Thanks for joining. Don't mind the hat today. It's a bad hair day. But I wanted to talk to you guys about three traits that successful entrepreneurs have. And it's something that we don't talk about a lot. It's some things that people don't really understand. But the first trait being, first of all, let me introduce myself to everyone that's new here. My name is Dr. Roz Aker-Black. I am a clinical psychologist. I've been published internationally. I do coaching. I do consulting. I'm an adjunct professor. I'm in private practice doing crisis work and therapy work with those that are in crisis, individual, couples, family, you name it, I do it all. And I do some consulting with immigration as well. So I wanted to talk to you about the successful traits of entrepreneurs. So the first being is self-concept. And so a lot of people really don't understand what that is. A lot of people really think that it's great to have like a high self-esteem. But what we know about self-esteem is that we can't trust it because it's how we feel about ourselves. So if we know anything about feelings, we know that feelings are fleeting. They change. I live here in the DC area, and so just sitting in traffic, I go through about 200 emotions just getting from my home to work. So with that being said, you can't rely on having this high self-esteem that's going to make you successful. What you need is self-concept. And that is what you believe about yourself. It's the belief in who you are. And so the difference between self-esteem and self-concept is that, again, self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. Self-concept is the belief that you have about yourself. So self-concept is more stable. You can rely on your self-concept more. So if you believe that you are going to be an amazing person, then guess what? You probably will be. But if you're relying on your feelings to dictate how you feel about who you're going to be and how you're going to function, you can't rely on that because feelings are not stable. They change. They fluctuate too much. So you really need to work on the idea of your self-concept. What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you will ultimately be amazing? Do you believe that you will ultimately be successful? Because if you have that belief about yourself, then you're going to start functioning in that. You're going to start functioning in the idea that I believe that I can do this. I can accomplish that. And so if you wholeheartedly believe that at your core, then guess what? 9 times out of 10, you will complete it. You will do what it is that you set out to do. So when we have a healthy self-concept about ourselves, hi, Sela, thanks for joining. When we have a healthy self-concept about ourselves, then that allows us to get to our core work. And we don't have to deal with those ideas of insecurity. And what I mean by that is entrepreneurs, we have all types of insecurities. You know, we start looking at people that are in our industry and we're wondering, how are they getting this? How are they getting that? I have more credentials or I have less credentials. What qualifies me? What qualifies you is your self-concept, what you believe yourself to be. I always say you have to bet on you. You got to bet on yourself. Because if you don't, then you'll drown. The difference between a successful entrepreneur and a non-successful entrepreneur is what you believe about yourself and what you believe about you being able to accomplish. So if you believe that you can accomplish something, then guess what? You're going to accomplish it. You're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So that's the first thing. You definitely have to rely on your self-concept. And again, not self-esteem. Everybody has high self-esteem at different times in their lives because it's based on how we feel about ourselves. It's not reliable. You cannot count on that. You have to count on your self-concept. It's how you believe, what you believe about yourself. The second thing for a successful entrepreneur is having the ability to stay focused. And what I mean by that is that you have your goal. You have your dream. You know what it is that you are trying to accomplish. But if you are easily distracted, it's very easy to get off the path of your goal. So you have to make sure that you recognize what is just noise, background noise, what's a distraction. Because if you let that get into place, and if you let that in turn control your actions, then it's going to take you off your goal. So you have to remain focused. And how do we do that? You got to sit down and write out your goals. You got to see it. You got to be able to visualize it. You got to be able to imagine it. And if you aren't doing that, then it's easy to be taken off your goals. You got to have a plan for your goals. Things don't just happen. Like I said, I have a doctorate in clinical psychology. I had to plan that 5 years out to get this degree. It wasn't like I just said, oh, one day I'm going to go to class and I'm just going to get this degree and not, just do whatever comes or what may. No. I had a goal. I had to sit down and plan out the 5 years of my life and what that would look like. So you absolutely have to stay focused on your goal. And those that are able, to focus on their goal, they complete the goal. So if you know that you are one that you get caught up in distractions, then you have to get yourself in a place to where you have to figure out what is the distraction and what is helping you. And what I mean by that is that sometimes we have people in our lives that seem like they're telling us the good stuff. You have to see, is that really a distraction? Or is that something that is going to help you in the process? So that's the second thing. So the first thing being, you got to have belief in yourself. You have to have, thank you for the hearts. Keep them coming if you like what I'm saying. You got to have belief in yourself. Your self-concept has to be on point. Because listen, if you don't believe in you, nobody else is going to believe in you. So you got to believe in you. You got to believe that you're going to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest about in your life. Then you have to be focused. You got to be focused on the goal. Look at all the accomplished people. Look at all the accomplished people that are out here, these successful entrepreneurs. They were focused. They were focused. They were focused on their goal. So, hi, Sela. So you have to be focused on your goal. So that's number 2. The third thing that takes place for successful entrepreneurs is that they know how to take action. So they have a dream, they get a goal together, they figure out how to make their dream come alive, and then they take action to make sure they do it. And that's the difference between someone who goes after their dreams, who's very successful in their entrepreneurship, and those who just have a dream. And listen, let me tell you something about that dream. If you don't take action, that dream then becomes a nightmare, because what happens is that it nags at you. When it's something that you want to happen or you want to make it flourish in your life, if you don't figure out how to do it, then it feels like this little monkey on your back. That's kind of I'm from Georgia, so that's kind of a Southern saying. So, excuse me for that. But, it's kind of like you have this thing that's nagging at you, and then it becomes like this little nightmare. It becomes like, it haunts you, because when you have a true entrepreneurial spirit, then guess what? It doesn't go away. As much as you try to get away from it, it doesn't go away. And here's the truth about being an entrepreneur. They fail. Successful entrepreneurs fail all the time. All the time. All the time. You will fail, but it makes you the teachable moment in that, and you have to get this. This is what you have to get. The teachable moment in failing is that it allows you the opportunity to be more creative. I'll repeat that. The teachable moment in failing is that it allows you the opportunity to be more creative. So whatever you did wrong that first time, now you got to be more creative to figure out how to make it work. And so if that means you have to sit down in the lab and write it all out all over again, or for me, what I like to do, I like pictures. So I like to take pictures of what I think I want, and if you guys do vision boards are great. I love a great vision board. But then as an entrepreneur, you're like, I don't have time to do a vision board. I really don't. Like, I tell that to my business coach all the time. I'm trying to run a business. I don't have time to do a vision board. But when you sit down and do a vision board and see what you want your life to be like, it all starts to align. It all comes together. So even though you may not feel like you have a time, it only takes about 2 hours. But you got to see what your dream looks like so that you can get to your dream. If you can't ever see it, you'll never get to it. You will never get to it. So, or you may get there, but you might have a whole bunch of distractions along the way. And so what could have taken you 6 months to get to, it takes you 5 years. Yeah. I've seen that happen to people. They keep trying these things and not really learning from their mistakes. So you absolutely have to Whatever mistake you have to find the teachable moment in it. What did I do wrong and how can I make it better? You can't take a failure personally. That's part of entrepreneurship. It ain't personal. You can't take it personal. You just let that motivate you. All right, I'm a beast. I'm going to make this happen. You got to get in beast mode at that point, if you know what I mean. So you got to take action. So if this don't work, then I'm going to try this avenue. And this is going to work. And if that don't work, then I'm going to try this avenue. It teaches you to be more creative in what it is your purpose is on this earth. And what I mean by that is that there's no difference between you or I. I am grateful that I've been very successful in business. I am grateful, but there's no difference between you and I. I'm telling you, you believe in yourself, you stay focused, and then you take action, you can make it happen. You can make it happen with no money. With no money. Because when you believe in yourself, see, the belief that I have about myself, and I have built a practice off no money. And I'm speaking from, I'm telling you the truth here. No money. So the belief that I had about myself is that I'm resourceful. I know I could research something. I know I can figure out how to do something. I know how I can make things happen. And I'll tell you this, I'm an adjunct professor, but in the adjunct world, the way it works is that they give all the classes to full-time professors first, and then whatever is left over, then adjuncts, get the classes. So there was a time where I wasn't hired from any of the schools that I was teaching at because students weren't staying in classes. Students weren't, coming back the next semester. So instead of me sitting around moping like, oh, there's my side hustle money, because how many of you guys know you got to have another stream of income? You can't just depend on one income. You got to have another stream of income. So I was like, dang, that's my side hustle money. Darn. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to hire myself to teach. So I started doing teleclasses. I started doing webinars. And I did it all for free. When I tell you I did it all for free, I did it all for free. I went straight to Eventbrite and I set up my registration. I went to GoToMeeting and I took that little 30 days for free trial and I held a teleclass. And I charged people $25. I charged people $30, for whatever the class was. But guess what? My highest class, and I want y'all to add this money up. Go ahead and do the math when I tell you this. My highest class of my own teleclass that I did in 1 hour of a presentation I had already put together, I had already done for $30. I had 501 people in my teleclass. Yep, go ahead and add that money up. That's how much I made in an hour. And all that money came straight to me. Didn't have to go through no third party, nothing. It all came straight to me. And this was all of free resources. So when I say you got to stay focused, and you can't let distractions get in your way, you got to stay focused. See, the belief I had in myself is that I'm an amazing teacher. I can teach people anything. And if I don't know it, I know how to go find the resources to learn it. That I know. I know that I can make situations very plain and simple. And when I got my first teleclass with 501 people, that was just, I was golden at that point. So now it doesn't matter if I don't get hired because I hired myself. So when you are an entrepreneur, you got to be creative. Instead of me sitting around moping about, oh, Lord, I didn't get a class this semester as an adjunct professor because it happens. It just happens. I didn't get a class. Instead of me moping about that, I was like, I'm going to hire myself to teach. Because guess what? I can still teach the same material, but I can just Dr. Roz it up. I can make this material very different, very fun, and very interactive for 1 hour as opposed to 4 hours of teaching and make more money in 1 hour than I would do a whole semester teaching. Did y'all add that up? $30 a person for 501 people. Add that up. Because when I looked at my bank account, I was like, thank you, Jesus. And that was the motivation that got me to the place of saying, I got to stay focused on the goal. The goal is for Dr. Roz to be a brand and for it to be a household name. And so the goal is I got to keep pushing even when somebody else is trying to tear me down. I can't get distracted by that. Me not getting a job, that was a distraction. It was a distraction to make me feel like I wasn't worthy of it. So I had to rely on the belief of I am worthy. I am worthy of any and everything that I desire. And you are too. There's no difference between you and I. You are worthy too. You just got to believe that about yourself. And once you believe that about you, It's easy. It's easy to do 2 and 3. It's easy to stay focused, and it's easy to take action. So I just wanted to drop that little knowledge in on you for a second or two about the 3 things that make people really successful in this entrepreneur world, because it's not easy. I know you guys have probably been sitting around trying to figure out, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I make this happen? How can I make that happen? You got to be creative. You got to be creative. My team, the team of people, I didn't have no money to hire them. Let's just be real, because all the money I had was paying student loans, okay? Paying student loans and taking care of my household, I didn't really have no money to pay them what they were worth. But what I could do, I could barter. I could barter with them. So your services for my services. I created something for them, something that they need. So that's the difference. You, as an entrepreneur, you got to be a problem solver. You got to be able to solve problems. Because guess what? Regardless of what someone's money looks like, there's a problem that they have that needs to be solved. And if you can figure out whatever that problem is and you can solve it, then guess what? You're going to have a payday. You're going to have a payday. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that little bit of information. If you like what you heard so far, go ahead and invite your followers to follow me. Go ahead and heart me up. Give me some heart parties. Follow me. I'm going to be giving these little motivational tips all the time. I also give relationship tips, relationship advice, because I have a passion for relationships. But people think that in terms of relationships, they think it's all about just romantic relationships. But no, you have to know how to work corporate relationships as well, your friendships, parent to child relationships. So I discuss all of that. I talk about all those things. So if you like what you heard, just go ahead and give me some hearts and invite your followers to me, and come back and join me again. I'm going to be doing some more motivational moments. And if you like it, go ahead and share it on Twitter with the hashtag Dr. Roz Educates, because I love sharing knowledge. That I love to share knowledge with you, because guess what? When you're successful, we're all successful. We're all successful. When you are reaching your goals, we thank you for the hearts. We're all reaching our goals. So I love to motivate people to be where it is that they want to be in life, because guess what? There's no difference between the successful people and us. The only difference is that they take action, they stay focused, and they believe in themselves. That's it. So if you have those 3 things, you can accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So I thank you guys for following me. If you want to follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Dr. Roz Aker-Black. So it's the same name that, thank you so much, kind of, sort of. It's the same name that is on my Periscope. You can follow me there. I do all kind of little motivational tips, and I do radio shows, everything. So I'm here to just want to share with you. I want to pour into you, because the truth of the matter is, when you have everybody is destined to be great. Don't you ever let anybody tell you that you are not destined to be great. Don't you let people get in your ear and tell you that you can't reach your goals. Because if you have goals and you have that desire, guess what? You are resourceful enough to figure out how to reach it. So I just want to encourage you today to go ahead and do what is best for you. Get focused, figure out a plan, take out the distraction, because I'm telling you, something about that distraction, it could take you years off your path. It could take you years off your path. Nice. What's your business? What's your business, kind of, sort of? Go ahead and, go ahead and put up your website to the people that are following, so that they can check out your business. Because again, like I said, it's all about networking. It is all about networking. And kind of, sort of, whatever your business is, you can do a teleclass on that. You can do a teleclass on your business. And that's what people don't realize. You sell skincare. So you could do a teleclass on teaching people how to take care of their skin. Now, the beauty industry is a huge industry. So you probably could get several people to sign up. And again, if you use Eventbrite and GoToMeeting and use their free trial, well, Eventbrite is free, but use their GoToMeeting free trial to do the webinar, you've spent no money, but you've made money all day long. And you can advertise on all these platforms, on social media, for free. So you really have to be resourceful and about how you spend your money, because it is doable. It is doable. It's very, very doable. It's doable, doable, doable. So I wish you luck in your skincare line, and I'm going to make sure that I follow you too, because if you're doing any periscopes, guess what? I want to hear about your periscopes as well. So, and like I said, I'm a supporter. I believe in team building. I believe in networking. Oh, okay. Awesome. Gotcha. That's your website. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, kind of, sort of, for sharing. No problem at all. And if you need, look, you can hit me offline. Again, you can find me on Facebook. You can send me a message on Facebook at Dr. Aker-Black, and I can help you walk through the whole process of setting up a teleclass. If you don't understand what I've said, I'll walk through that whole process with you. No problem at all. Because again, when you're successful, I'm successful. Listen, this is the time for us to reach our dreams. This is the time for us to reach our goals. This is the time for us to be successful. And it only takes 3 things. I'm telling you guys, it only takes 3 things. The belief in yourself, staying focused, and taking action. Because if you never take action, it's just a dream. It's just a dream you're having every night. You never take action. And don't think you got to get ready to take action. Trust me. I was awesome. Thank you. I wasn't ready. When I did my first teleclass, I wasn't ready. I put the webinar together, an hour before I did it. So I wasn't ready, but I knew that I could pull it off. I had to believe that I could pull it off. So if you believe that you can pull anything off, guess what? You can. You can. You absolutely can. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. It was great chatting with you all. And I wish you the best in all your endeavors. And if you ever need my help, if you ever need a consult, anything, don't be afraid to reach out. Thank you. Thank you so much for the hearts. I really appreciate that. If you ever need anything, don't be afraid to reach out. And if I can help you connect to somebody else, I will. I have no problem with that, because I believe in connecting people, and I believe in the power of giving, because when you give and when you serve, you get so much more in return. So, people are like, why are you giving all this stuff away for free? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to get a blessing from it. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it at all. You can give the information to people all day long and they not utilize it to tell you the truth. So, whoever it reaches, if it just reaches one person, whoever it reaches, then guess what? Then that person is going to be phenomenal if they take action and do what it is that they want to do with their lives. It's sad. And like I said, I do a lot of relationship work. It's so sad when I see people who like to stay stuck in misery when I can give you tools to help you get out of that. So, and again, that's that whole part of entrepreneurship. Everybody's not going to accept what you have to offer. But so what? If you reach one person that accept what it is that you have to offer, then you are functioning in your gift. You are functioning in your gift. So, when people are not in that place of accepting what it is you have to offer, don't take it as a rejection. Just take it as they're not ready. And it's okay. They're not ready for what you have to offer. Maybe they'll come back around. Maybe they need to think about it. It's okay. It doesn't mean that your product or what you're offering is not worthy. It is worthy. It's just part of the game. It's part of the game. All right, so I love you with the love of Christ, and I hope that you all have a wonderful and blessed day and great encouragement in your yes, no is not, never is not now. Absolutely. And you know what? And the thing is, you have to make yourself so invincible, because sometimes we chase money, and I've been guilty of that. I chase money because when you're broke and you're like, I don't know, because you guys know, as an entrepreneur, if you don't work, you don't eat, right? And I'm lucky to have a husband who understands my dream and knows that he believes in me. Let me say that. And so he's very supportive, and he handles like the main bills, except for my student loans. I wouldn't put that on anybody. But I'm just very supportive to have that. And when you don't know sometimes, like I've chased money, I'll be honest about that. And when you don't know sometimes where the money is going to come from, you find yourself doing all kind of crazy stuff that don't even make sense. All kind of crazy stuff. And I had to get to a place where it's not about the money, it's about the service. It's about what I'm giving from my heart. Money is just a facilitator. Money is just a facilitator. But when you serve and you give, it comes back to you. I guarantee you that it comes back to you. So again, I wish you the best in all your endeavors. Please let me know how you're doing. Let me know if this helped you. Because if this helped you, I want to celebrate with you. I want to celebrate with you. I want to celebrate your success, because I believe that that's what we need. We have to have a sisterhood and brotherhood of this whole family unit of encouraging each other, because it's enough for all of us to get some. It's enough for all of us to shine. You know, there may be another clinical psychologist that she and I do the same thing, but guess what? I have a Dr. Roz spin. She may have her own spin. You know, it's never going to be the same, because we're all unique. So there's no need. And I'm telling you now, that's the distraction. You get so, I don't want to say jealous, because I don't want to say people get jealous or envious when you see people in your field and they're just progressing and progressing. You can't get distracted by that. You got to stay on your goal. You got, because we don't know their struggle. We don't know what they did to get to where they had to get to. We don't know that. So you got to stay on your goal, and you got to stay humble to reach your goal. So again, just to wrap up the 3 keys, if you're taking notes, the first one is that self-concept, believing in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, no one will. That second concept is staying focused. Forget the distraction. Don't let anything distract you from your goal. And that third one is taking action. If you never take action, guess what? It's never going to happen. So you got to take action. So those are the 3 keys that make people very successful in entrepreneurship. And if you utilize that in your life, then guess what? You are destined for success. I wish you the best, with the love of Christ, and I hope that you are doing well in your businesses. Please let me know. Please keep in touch with me, because I like to stay in touch with people to see what you're doing, and if I can support you in any way, I absolutely will. Have a blessed one, guys, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.